Okay, let's dive into this. Imagine someone asks you for a favor. You're completely exhausted, your shoulders are tense, and honestly, you already have way too much on your plate. But you say yes anyway, right? And not because you actually want to, but because the very thought of saying no just feels entirely too difficult. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to unpack that exhausting reality and figure out where this intense urge to please really comes from.
So, you smile, you nod, you totally agree. But then, almost immediately, you feel absolutely drained. Your mind just starts racing. What if they get upset? Oh no, what if they judge me? Are they going to think I'm selfish? You're sitting there asking yourself, why did I say yes again? Suddenly, you feel 100% responsible for everyone else's emotions. You're carrying this agonizing, heavy fear of judgment, and it just makes your mind spin completely out of control with panic.
But here is the fascinating truth. That feeling, it is not just modern politeness. Not at all. For you, saying no literally feels dangerous. What's actually happening is an ancient survival system kicking in to keep you safe from the perceived threat of rejection. Your brain is essentially reacting to an everyday social situation like it's a literal life or death crisis. Just look at how this brilliantly illustrates what's going on in your body. When you even think about saying no, your chest tightens up, your heart beats faster, your mind starts predicting all these terrible problems. Your nervous system is reacting to a simple, tiny two-letter word like it is a literal physical threat in the room with you. It's not your logic failing you, it's a deeply ingrained biological response just completely taking over. Part 1. The Ancient Tribal Brain. Survival in a Dangerous World. See, thousands of years ago, humans simply could not survive alone without the tribe. Because the ancient world was incredibly dangerous. We're talking predators, super uncertain food supplies, deadly weather, rival groups. It was rough. In that environment, your tribe meant warmth, support, and literal protection. Being rejected or isolated from your group didn't just mean you had a lonely weekend ahead of you. It meant almost certain death. So we have this massive, fascinating contrast between then and now. Ancient survival meant staying accepted by the tribe to avoid literal death. But modern survival, that means staying authentic to yourself to avoid total burnout. The absolutely crucial point here is that your ancient brain still falsely believes that disappointing someone today, like saying no to a coworker or a friend, will lead to a literal loss of safety. The brain learns that keeping others happy could help keep you safe. Back then, people-pleasing was a highly effective evolutionary strategy. By being useful, agreeable, and totally non-threatening, early humans avoided angering the group. It fiercely protected their position in the tribe. Honestly, it kept them alive.
Part 2. The fawn response. A biological survival reflex. Part 2. The fawn response. A biological survival reflex. interesting about this slide is how it moves us totally beyond the basic fight or flight mechanisms we always hear about. Fawning is a completely different, deeply ingrained way your brain handles threats. It means trying to please, appease, or calm someone down just to avoid conflict or harm. And this completely redefines people-pleasing. It's not some personality flaw, it isn't just being overly nice. No, it is a biological reflex where your brain is constantly scanning your environment for social and emotional danger. You're probably going to recognize a few of these in yourself. Agreeing way too quickly, hiding your own needs, over-apologizing for everything, or constantly checking to see if others are upset. What's happening is your ancient brain is constantly scanning tone of voice and facial expressions to prevent conflict before it even starts. You become overly sensitive to tension, just trying desperately to keep the peace. And it all boils down to this one subconscious belief. If I make them happy, I will be safe. This deeply rooted idea makes people pleasers feel entirely responsible for fixing every single negative emotion in the room. You end up constantly abandoning yourself, literally carrying everyone else's emotional world on your shoulders just to earn their acceptance. Part 3, the modern trap. Constant performance. Because modern life takes this ancient fear of rejection and overwhelmingly amplifies it. Look at how this brilliantly illustrates the crushing weight of modern expectations. Between social media comparison, intense workplace pressure, family expectations, and having to perform happiness and success all the time, it feels like everyone has an opinion on who you should be. You're constantly performing a version of yourself that everyone else can accept just to feel loved, without actually acting like your true self. And man, it is exhausting. If someone only likes you when you obey them, that is not real connection. That is control. Take a second to really absorb that. There is a profound difference between true respect and manipulative control. A respectful person can handle your boundaries. Part 4, breaking the pattern and rebuilding self-respect. So how do we actually rewrite this outdated biological script? First, we have to do some cognitive reframing here. Choosing yourself isn't selfish. True kindness has choice. It gives from a place of fullness, and it respects both people. People-pleasing, on the other hand, that's driven by fear, it gives from anxiety, and it totally abandons the self. True kindness should literally never require self-abandonment. Let's move to and see how this builds into 3 practical steps you can start using today. Step 1. Instead of saying yes immediately, just say, "Let me think about it." This gives your nervous system the crucial time it needs to just calm down. Step 2. Keep your boundaries simple without over-explaining. You do not need a long story to deserve a boundary. And step 3, ask if it's love or fear. That last step is so vital, it really deserves its own focus. You need to stop and ask yourself this specific question. Am I doing this from love or from fear? Like, do I actually want to help, or am I just terrified they'll dislike me if I say no? Asking this helps you separate genuine care from anxiety, so you can stop betraying yourself just to keep other people comfortable. You have to remind yourself, I can be connected and still have boundaries. A healthy relationship will easily survive your no, I promise. By setting these limits, you aren't doing anything wrong. You are simply teaching your ancient brain a new, modern form of safety. You can absolutely be loved without having to please everyone. We'll wrap up this explainer with this final, powerful thought. I want connection, but I will not abandon myself to keep it. You can care deeply for others while finally retaining your own self-respect. So, knowing that your ancient brain is really just trying to protect you, what is one small boundary you can set today to prove to yourself that you are finally safe?